Shalom Akim, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim, Kwakadash. The abundance and salutations to the elders and apostles of Grimmy Stone rule well, and the Akim preaching the gospel of the Lord Yahweh Shai throughout the four corners of the earth in sincerity and diligence of mind. This is but Nash DC Camp. Short lesson to edify the hopeful elect. So you see the title on the screen for this video, well, for this news report. It says CB Walmart's not accepting cash. So that's exactly what Esau is trying to, cause. It's trying to create a situation where there's going to be a demand for businesses to go cashless. All right, and then you hear about businesses talking about they're no longer accepting cash due to so-called so-called Rona pandemic. Yeah, so just imagine, man. You have to now deal with the shortage of coins. So the story they're portraying doesn't add up. They're saying there's a shortage of coins, but then they're saying businesses are not. Some businesses don't want to accept cash or coins, only debit to credit. So just imagine. Just imagine. And then you hear about businesses years ago saying, they'd rather go cashless. That it's cheaper, it's much more better. You don't have to deal with all that, difficulty of counting it, basically it's wasting time and all that. It slows down business operations. Now they turn around and say, oh, well, it's a shortage of coins, shortage of this, shortage of that, So they can't really keep their story straight. So I'm going to play this, video. Because, even the lady making the report knows it's all hogwash. See, she's smiling. Yep.
Dollars and cents can go a long way, but some stores in the metro aren't taking them right now. A Council Bluffs woman is upset because one of their largest retailers is not accepting cash. Senior reporter Jake Wazakowski explains.
Loose pocket change is getting more scarce. The Federal Reserve says the COVID pandemic has been causing a nationwide coin shortage for weeks. People aren't circulating as much money as normal, so some stores aren't accepting cash.
Yeah, right. Can you imagine? Not money as normal. Man, folks still gotta go to the grocery store and shop, man. Folks going to the gas station. Man, so that's what they want to do, man. They're saying it's a shortage. Man, it's still there. You have folks that go into all these stores and get all those lollipops and all those gumball machines here and there. And they say there's a shortage of coins, shortage of cash. I don't know, man. I don't know where they're getting that stories from. But they always got to generate something, man. They always got to throw ideas out there to deceive the people. All right? So that's how funny. That's how funny it is, man. There's a shortage of coins. I'm like, oh, yeah.
That includes large retailers. Both Walmarts and Council Bluffs are only taking credit and debit cards.
I have a credit card, or a debit card, but other people don't have it.
Wendy Larson says she went to Walmart on Wednesday for her mother, who only carries cash. She had no idea there was a coin shortage and found out at the register.
I felt about like this right now. I told my mom I was so mad last night, and I'm still a little upset, highly mad about it.
Yeah, so that's exactly what they want the people to feel like, man. They want to create a reaction so they could come about their whole agenda to manipulate and deceive the people. So this is the book of Sirach chapter 5. I'm going to read verse 15. It says, be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. So you have to be aware of things that are taking place in the economy. All right, you already know folks are having issues with their mortgage. Folks are having issues with employment. Folks are having issues filing for unemployment. Folks are having issues with putting food on the table. All right, folks are having issues with their health. Families breaking down. Relationships are not going the way they need to go. So you can imagine, man, those are the things you have to be aware of. It's all prophecy about the Holy Scriptures. You hear about, you know, signs in the heavens. You see the recordings. All right. So you see people walking around with masks. You hear about, the agenda to mass vaccinate the people. All right. So it's not nothing should take you by surprise. You should be aware of what's going on around you. You can't be ignorant, all right? You can't be walking around without this knowledge. That's what it means to have the breath of life. You're not dead. You're not in the congregation of the dead, so you have no excuse, all right? So precept is going to be from the book of Second. You know what? Let me just read Second Corinthians, man. Second Corinthians chapter 2. I'm going to read verse 11. So it says, lest Satan, the adversary, should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And that's exactly what you're seeing in that news report. All right?
But I sat there, told my mom, something happened.
Shortage and found out at the register.
And see how they twist it. They say this machine does not accept cash payments, and no cash back is given. Another payment method is required, so they don't want your cash. In other words, they want to phase out cash. They don't want paper, so-called paper money. Then they come to you with the excuse that you have a shortage of coins. How you gonna pay with coins in this so-called digital system now? They're making it difficult. All right, they want to push people in a certain direction, so you shouldn't be blind to these trends. All right, that's all it is. It's all a matter of deception. Okay, so I'm gonna get a precept from the book of Psalms. Chapter 55. I'm going to read from verse 20. You know what? This stuff just flipped on me. Alright, Psalms chapter 55. I'm going to read verse 20 and verse 21. It says, he hath put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. He had broken his covenant, and that's exactly what you have to expect when you're dealing with these Edomites, right? They always go against your word. At the end, they break it, because that's the nature of the serpent. Always about deception. You can hardly ever keep a contract. You're always changing the laws on the books. You qualify for something today, tomorrow you're not qualified. All right, today you're innocent, tomorrow he finds you guilty. It's like it's no ending. It's like there's no end in sight to Esau's madness, man. You're living in your house today, tomorrow you can no longer live in your house. You're having children today, you can no longer have children tomorrow. That's how mad the society has become, So that proves that Esau's the devil that the Bible speaks of, proves that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, right? Because he just can't keep his word. He can't keep the covenants that the Lord Hashem Shai has put in place to govern the world, all right? Verse 21 says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. So he can't stop waging war against the people. He just can't stop. That's why this elite can't sleep at night, man. Until they accomplish every evil to control the people. All right, it says his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And that's what they like to do. They like to tell you what the hell is going on, and then, they have to pretend that they care about the people, but they're still the ones destroying the people, poisoning the people, killing the people, and then they want to pass more legislation to help the people. So divide and conquer and destroy, that's what Esau is all about. So final precept is going to be from the book of Revelation, chapter 13. It's all leading to the mark of the beast, the RFID microchip. Just like that companies, it's a 3 square, they getting their so-called employees to accept the RFID chip so they could purchase, snacks and goods from the vending machine without using credit, without using cash or coins. So that's what they're aiming towards, okay? Revelation chapter 13, we'll read verse 15 to 17. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So all these legislations and all these mandates that they keep pushing is just to cause people to fall, to squeeze people into a tight spot. And when you resist, when you go against the power, you put in your videos online, you're protesting and all that you no longer go along with the system, that you basically had enough, then they're going to mark you for death. They're going to mark you for elimination. They're going to do everything within their reach to make sure your life is miserable. So you shouldn't be surprised, man. When you have their minions chasing after you, obstructing your path, harassing you. So you shouldn't be scared, man, because you already know that the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai has got your back. All right, because the Lord is the one in control. All right, so until the Lord, kicks his Edomite out of the power seat, you just have to maintain your composure. You have to suffer. All right, you have to be patient with the whole process of Esau falling down, because he's already reached his peak and he's struggling. He's struggling to keep it from slipping. It's slipping, but he's struggling. All right, he knows he's slipping. Since this gospel started to be preached, his fall has been coming, slowly and speeding up, and is trying to, to hit the brakes. And he's going to come against the man of the Lord that preached the gospel. All right. And verse 16 says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that's exactly what he wants to do, chip the people. That's what Bill Gates wants, how the people microchipped, how the people vaccinated. And that's exactly what the image of the beast is all about. Force the people into a corner, force them into a position of submission. All right, have the people to be dominated. All right. So the articles, you could go online and see, and you see the trend that they've always been embarking on to dominate the people. All right, verse 17 says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had a mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And that's it. It's about to cause a division in the society. Divide and conquer and destroy. Is that clear? All right, so that's how Esau is. He wants to prevent people from partaking in normal daily activities of commerce. All right, you can't be certain places unless you have this chip. You can't do this, you can't do that. All right, so he's going to force people, into that path to starve to death, forcing them towards the path of starvation. So those days are going to be shortened, all right, because the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is subject to his word, and he's going to spare the elect, all right. So that's the point that I came, don't be nervous. Just pray the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai continue to guide you and build up your resolve to know that what you see is all part of prophecy. Both the truth and the lies, they all have to take place, all right. So you just got to say Kal Halal Yam La Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai Ba'ashem Akwakadash. And the water to the elders and apostles grew up in store, and I came out there preaching this gospel, because this knowledge has to go out to warn the people. Shalom.